Hello students, in this lecture we will discuss some important definitions related to chapter number 5, which is magnetism and matter. There are some very important definitions in this chapter, and I think that these are in very short type questions. We can get 1 or 2 marks for these questions. So these important definitions are as follows. Write down one by one. First one is intensity of magnetization. First one is chapter number 5, chapter 5, magnetism and matter. Chapter 5, magnetism and matter. So the first important definition is intensity of magnetization. Write down intensity of magnetization so write down the magnetic moment developed per unit volume in a substance or a given specimen. For a given specimen of a particular substance is called intensity of magnetization. So write down intensity of magnetization. Magnetic moment developed per magnetic moment developed per volume of a given specimen of material is called intensity of magnetization. It is denoted by I is equal to magnetic moment per unit volume. Write down, if magnetic moment of a bar magnet is m into L, and we can write the volume area into length. Okay, so L, so m upon A m upon A. So it can be written as developed pole strength per unit area, okay, magnetic moment. और I can write here formula, I is equal to, यूनिट निकालते हैं इसकी, यूनिट, व्हाट इज मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट, यूनिट ऑफ मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट एम्पियर इनटू मीटर स्क्वायर, फॉर वॉल्यूम मीटर क्यूब. So its unit is ampere per meter. Write down write down It is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity direction, its direction is from south to north pole, depend upon temperature and material, and it depends upon temperature and material, depends on material and temperature. So write down, these are the important points about intensity of magnetization. Then we will discuss some another definition. Write down. Then the second one is magnetizing field H. Magnetizing field H. Second one is magnetizing field H. Magnetizing field H. Write down the definition of this. Magnetizing field, part of magnetic induction set up in vacuum which is due to actual external currents is known as magnetizing field. Write down, part of magnetic induction set up in vacuum, part of magnetic induction set up in volume, magnetic induction set up in volume which is due to actual external currents external currents is called magnetizing field. So if B naught is magnetic induction and mu naught is magnetic permeability of vacuum, then magnetizing field can be defined as, if B naught is magnetic induction and mu naught is permeability in vacuum, then H is equal to B naught upon mu naught. H is equal to B naught upon mu naught. It is a vector quantity. And its direction is in the direction of B. It is a vector quantity, it is a vector quantity, and direction in direction of B, direction of B. It has the same direction as the magnetic induction. Its value depends on external free current. Its value depends on external free currents. Its value depends on external free current. Its value depends on external free current, depends on external free current, external free current, and its SI unit is external free current, and SI unit is ampere per meter, and ampere per meter, and Newton into meter square Tesla, Newton Tesla is equal to Newton per Weber, Newton per Weber, or Newton per Weber, or Joule per meter cube into Tesla, Joule per meter cube into Tesla, Joule per meter cube into Tesla, or CGS unit is Oersted, and its CGS unit is Oersted. CGS unit is Oersted. CGS unit is Oersted. So write down. This is the second important definition related to this chapter. Write down. Then we will discuss the next one. Then we will discuss the next one. We will discuss all the definitions one by one. So you need not worry about these definitions. We will discuss these definitions one by one. Okay. Then the next one is, or we can write here, the net current from closed loop in length L, so we can derive a relation here. Okay, so write down. First of all, we'll erase this, and then I explain you the next one. Okay, so the next one is if in the same topic, or in the second definition, the name of the definition is magnetizing field, so we will derive a relation. So if we make solenoid by wounding winding wires on a magnetic substance then so we know about the solenoid. Then if a wire is wound on a cylindrical shape object, then it will become solenoid. If we pass the current in that wire, then there will be a magnetic field created due to the current, the motion of charges. So if current flowing in some object, there will be magnetic field all around that object. So in solenoid, we know that at the center or at the axis of solenoid there will be a strong magnetic field or a uniform magnetic field. So in this end, here we will see that the substance is also magnetic. If we make a solenoid by winding wires on a magnetic substance, the substance is also magnetic. And then we will wound the wire on that substance. So there will be two magnetic fields. So it is very important to know. So write down. Okay, so write down the net current for closed loop according to Ampere's law. The net current, write down. So according to Ampere's law, write down closed integration BdL is equal to mu naught I plus Ni into L. Closed integration B dot dl is equal to mu naught I plus Ni into L. L is the length of solenoid, I is the current in the core, and Ni current in n turns of solenoid, and I is due to actual current produced by the magnet. So I plus Ni into L. So write down. Then since B and dl are in the same direction, since B and dl are in the same direction, since B and dl in same direction, then cos 0 is equal to 1. We will solve here. B dl cos theta and cos 0 is equal to 1. So we can write B into dl is equal to mu naught I plus Ni into L. The integration of dl is capital L, and mu naught I plus Ni into L. We can cancel here. Okay, so B upon mu minus I is equal to Ni. B upon mu naught, so this mu naught is here, B upon mu naught minus I is also this side we will send, is equal to Ni. This is called magnetizing field. This is called magnetizing field. This term is called magnetizing magnetizing field. This term is called magnetizing field. Write down. So if we are denoting the magnetizing field with H, we can write, if we can denote the magnetizing field with H, so H is equal to Ni. So H is equal to Ni, because we are denoting the magnetizing field with H, so we can write here H is equal to Ni. H is equal to Ni. Okay, so write down. So we can write, if there is vacuum in solenoid, there is vacuum in solenoid, then I is equal to 0. Vacuum in solenoid, then I is equal to 0. We can put I is equal to 0 here, and we will get some another term. So we can write B is equal to mu naught H. Put here I is equal to 0, then mu naught multiplied by H. We can write here H. So erase this and we will do it further. So we can write here H, so B upon mu naught is equal to H, therefore B is equal to mu naught H. Write down B is equal to mu naught H. Otherwise, if current is not 0, if I is not 0, then we can write B is equal to mu naught H plus I. No problem. If I is 0, then okay. Otherwise, we can write B is equal to mu naught H plus I. H plus I. If B is mu H, if B is equal to mu H, then mu is equal to mu naught, then B is equal to mu naught 1 plus I upon H. 1 plus I upon H. We take H common here, then that H will going in that side in upon B upon H. We can write mu B upon H. We can write mu naught H. H is common, then 1 plus I upon H. Write down. We will use these relations further. The next one is, note it, then we will discuss some another term. Okay, magnetic susceptibility. Write the heading, magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility. Magnetic susceptibility denoted by psi m. Magnetic susceptibility denoted by psi m, and you can write here for a small magnetizing field, intensity of magnetization is directly proportional to magnetizing field. For small magnetizing field, for small magnetizing field, small magnetizing field, small magnetizing field H magnetizing field is directly proportional to intensity of magnetization. Here we omit the sign proportionality and we put here a constant psi m I, and that psi is susceptibility. We can write here H upon I. This psi is called susceptibility. Susceptibility we can say ratio of magnetizing field and intensity of magnetization is called susceptibility. Write down, is called susceptibility. So I think we just write opposite here. So wait for a second. Correct this. I is directly proportional to H. I is equal to psi m H, and psi m is equal to I upon H. अब लिख सकते हैं रेशो ऑफ इंटेंसिटी ऑफ मैग्नेटाइजेशन एंड मैग्नेटाइजिंग फील्ड. नाउ यू कैन राइट हियर, देयर वाज अ लिटिल मिस्टेक इन दैट. सो नेक्स्ट राइट डाउन मैग्नेटिक परमिएबिलिटी. So I will erase this and then we will discuss the next term. The next one is magnetic permeability. Write down magnetic permeability. Permeability. Magnetic permeability. So write down, first of all, magnetic permeability. Magnetic permeability of any medium gives the measure of, magnetic permeability is the ratio of permeability and medium. Magnetic permeability denoted by mu r, ratio of permeability in medium with permeability in vacuum. Write down, magnetic permeability is defined as the ratio of permeability in medium and permeability in vacuum. You can write here. It is also called relative. It is called relative permeability or absolute permeability. And we can see that the formula is same as epsilon naught in chapter 1. Epsilon r is equal to epsilon m upon epsilon naught. So here we converted the formula in same form for permeability, relative permeability. So you need not worry about this. Okay. Then we can write here the another one, mu is equal to b upon h. Mu is equal to b upon h. Mu is equal to b upon h. B is equal to okay. Relative permeability. So mu m is equal to mu r mu naught. This is called absolute medium permeability. Another one is mu m is equal to B upon H. Ratio of magnetic induction with magnetizing field. This ratio is called now right. For diamagnetic substance, this ratio is less than 1, paramagnetic is greater than 1. For diamagnetic, for paramagnetic, and for ferromagnetic, mu r is less than 1, mu r is greater than 1, mu r is very very greater than 1. Okay, so right here then we will derive a relation at the end of this chapter, and that's enough for this lecture. Relation between different magnetic quantities. So I will erase here. So write down relation between different magnetic quantities. Relation between different magnetic quantities. So assume if solenoid is made up of a magnetic substance. Solenoid, when a current is flowing in solenoid, it already behaves like a magnet, and the core object on which the wiring is made, that is also a magnet. Then in that case we can write a solenoid made up of magnetic object. So there will be two magnetic fields, then there will be two magnetic fields B is equal to B naught plus B1. B naught due to the magnetic material and B1 due to the wiring. B1 due to the wiring. ठीक है. So B1 due to the matter and B naught due to solenoid or current flowing in the solenoid or current flowing in the solenoid. Okay, so write down B1 is equal to mu naught I and B naught is equal to mu naught H. Therefore B1 is equal to mu naught I and B naught is equal to mu naught H, because it is due to the material. So B1 is equal to mu naught I and B naught is equal to mu naught H. B1 due to magnetization of matter. So put these values in the given equation. B is equal to, write down mu naught I, mu naught H plus mu naught I. Mu naught H plus I, mu naught H plus I. Then we will take H common here. We'll take H common here. Then B is equal to mu naught H here 1 plus I upon H. I upon H is called psi, susceptibility. I upon H is called psi. We have seen sometimes earlier that, and this H is come here. B upon H is equal to mu naught 1 plus psi m, susceptibility. B upon H is called mu. So mu is equal to medium, mu is equal to mu naught 1 plus psi m. Mu m is equal to or mu naught H, sorry, we have done some mistake here. It is mu naught actually B upon H. So we can write mu is equal to mu naught 1 plus psi m, or in terms of relative permeability we can write mu upon here. So mu m upon mu naught is equal to 1 plus psi m. It is called relative permeability 1 plus psi m. So these are the relation between important quantities. We will use these relations in various places while solving numericals. So you will have to remember these formulas. We will use all these formulas at the time of solving the numericals. There are a few numericals only in this chapter, and these are the only few formulas that we will use in solving numericals. So I think that we have covered all the important definition and formulas related to this chapter. That's it for this lecture. Okay, thank you very much.